Despite pushback from Republicans and some parents, a bill involving vaccinating kids is one step closer to law in Oregon. This has been one of the most contentious issues of the legislative session. Kylie Boshi is here now, and Kyle, this bill is now headed to the Oregon Senate.
Indeed, it passed 35-25 in the House today. The bill would prevent parents from claiming personal, philosophical, or religious exemptions to avoid school vaccine requirements. 2 Republicans supported the bill, and 5 Democrats voted against it. The bill gained momentum when there was a measles outbreak in Clark County. There have been several others across the country. Before the vote today, lawmakers on both sides made a final pitch.
Where do your rights end and mine begin? This is not a debate about mandatory vaccination. Under this bill, people will retain their right to decline vaccination for themselves and their children. But the Constitution is not a suicide pact.
Colleagues, 10 measles cases in the state of Oregon, none of which were in school, and we're taking away students' opportunity to fulfill their lives and socialize with their peers.
The Senate will now take up the bill in the coming days. Governor Kate Brown says she will sign it if it passes.